The OG of Trump Derangement Syndrome, Rosie O'Donnell, somewhat took her therapist's advice to detach from Trump, referring to the president simply as it, after learning Trump renamed the Kennedy Center the Trump Kennedy Center.
The Kennedy Center debacle. It has gone too far. It is seriously unwell. It needs to be removed from office. It. The nameless blob of negative energy. It.
In a Washington Post profile on O'Donnell earlier this month, O'Donnell's therapist begged her to cut herself off from social media over what friends and family have described as a spiraling fixation with Trump. But the alleged comedian couldn't even hold out for half a day. Alex, you look like you want to jump in on this one.
Oh, my goodness. This is so rich. I love it. Okay, a couple of things. She said it. I'm pretty sure that's not the pronoun that Donald Trump uses to, or identifies as. The other aspect was the blob of negative energy. I mean, she did not seem like she had positive energy, to be fair. I do think, though, to play devil's advocate, at least she did leave the country, right? She was one that said, if he's elected, I'm going to leave the country, and then she did. So, got to give it to her there.
Stuck to her word. Jason, do you think maybe a New Year's resolution is in the cards for Rosie O'Donnell?
Well, in terms of not speaking on Trump, I think she's an American. She should always have the right to speak about the president of the United States. Doesn't matter where in the world she's moved. And, Trump, to be fair, Trump has called her a fat pig and said some pretty disgusting things about her. So I think she has the right to have some ill will towards him.
Mercedes, when is it going to stop this fixation on Donald Trump?
Never, but it's always the same thing with some of these people who are obsessed with him, which is he needs to be removed. Well, what does that mean? Is it through political violence? Is it through legislative procedures? It's never enough. The Democrats are always so honed in on how do you impeach Trump day one? And it is just the hatred they have of this politician. I don't think you see that as much on the right when it comes to these Democrats. I will say, though, I think it's very therapeutic for her to go on and just release her negative energy, because that is exactly what she has. And we don't even know her pronoun.
A lot of it. Brent, do you think that politically what is the independent voter or that person who's looking at all of this stuff happening, do they care about this at the end of the day?
No, they don't care what a famous person has to say about another famous person. But my big question is, why does Trump derangement syndrome make a man and a woman look the exact same? That could have been Mark Cuban for all I know.
Oh,
yeah,
Mark Cuban.
I don't know. I don't know why we keep talking about women's appearance here on this show. Today, I think that Rosie O'Donnell looks very appropriate for a woman her age. And she has feelings about the president of the United States. I think we all talk about the president, and some of us do it for a living.
The feelings of Rosie O'Donnell towards the president, pure hatred. And, I don't know. I don't think we should be promoting or provoking any sort of, political violence. All right, coming up. A penny saved is a penny earned, or perhaps a penny for your thoughts. Turns out those pennies might not be worth the sayings anymore. That's next.